just this side of Clovis, down the old two-lane back way. There's an all-night diner on the desert called the Cadillac Cafe. It's the only light for 100 miles, where everybody knows that the nights get cold and lonely with so many miles to go. Sucking on a Chesterfield, a cup of coffee in a hand. Molly's just a waitress, and that's all, and that's all. Well, now Molly just turned 15, and Maggie was only 5. When their daddy jumped in the pickup to take a Sunday morning drive. Yeah, but he just kept on going, leaving Rosalind with a girl. And 15 years of on her feet all day, giving shampoos and permanent curls. Maggie was a looker, now all the young men came to call. And Molly was a waitress, and that's all, and that's all. So now Maggie lives for the takeoff on a never-ending ride with some businessman in a hotel suite, a suitcase by her side. And then Molly lives in a cottage behind the Cadillac Cafe, where the sunlight paints her bedroom pink at the closing of the day. Maggie rides the big ones, the midnight flight to Tokyo, and Molly's just a waitress, and that's all, and that's all. Well, now Elton has that special way to hold a woman tight, and Junior needs a lady's touch to make him feel like he's alright. Now Elton works the winter runs from Memphis to LA, and Junior drives the summer shift from Dallas to Santa Fe. Yeah, love is a gentle snowfall, I said love is a summer rain, falling on a cottage behind the Cadillac Cafe. Maggie rides the big one, 747 says Tokyo. Yes, and Molly is just a waitress, and that's all, and that's all. But just 2 eggs over easy. How about a warm up, if you please, baby? Know we've got our differences, well, they're starting to come clear. Well, it's hard to say I love you, but so easy just to want you near. It's hard trying to keep it up, girl, but you know we've got to try. And sometimes we'll be laughing when we really need to cry. All life is just a highway, keep moving, so I'm told. But sometimes I'm so shaky I can't hold it on the road. And sometimes I think I'm too far gone to ever make it back. Then you roll your arms around me and I can hear you calling me back. See those children in the schoolyard, see them laughing when they fall. Well, ain't it funny when you realize that there's a child inside us all who's effortlessly happy, oh, in a life child in me that loves you, baby. That's the one thing I know for sure. Well, it's the child in me that loves you, baby. That's the one thing I know for sure. I drive a truck that weaves like New Year's Eve when I'm sober as a judge. She's slow to start, she's falling apart, been known to need a nudge. She's seen her share of shoulders stranded on a foggy night. She's as wrinkled as a road map, got one busted right headlight. Now on the night in question, I was winding my way home when I caught sight of a flashing hot pursuit in Cherry Dome. Well, I slammed her down in second, I bounced her off the curb. I shut her down, I turned around, I'll bet I looked absurd. But I have to drink to drive this thing just to get my courage up. I gotta take it straight just to keep from shaking when I crank it up. For at any given moment I might find the pearly gates. Man, I have to drink to drive this thing, I could never do it straight. He got out and cocked his Stetson way back on his head. I had a plan, get the upper hand. I cleared my throat and said, I know I wasn't speeding. He said, you got a license, son? When I heard that tone, I felt alone. He was a half-cocked son of a gun.
You in a heap of trouble, boy.
He popped his foot up on my bumper. He said, yes, son, you were right. Now, you weren't speeding, but you were weaving like you might be kinda tight. Well, I said I'd had a drink or two. He said, looks more like 10. I wanted to explain, but knew he wouldn't understand. I have to drink to drive this thing just to get my courage up. I gotta take it straight just to keep from shaking when I crank it up. For at any given moment I might find the pearly gates. Man, I have to drink to drive this thing, I could never do it straight. Never. Shined his flashlight over on my truck and said, what in the world is that? I said, a Dodge body, a Chevy engine, and a Cadillac floor mat. He said, you think you can make it home? I was slipping off the hook. I said, yes, sir. He said, are you sure? With a kind of friendly look. He said, the reason why I stopped you was I had to meet the man who had the nerve to take that curve and his life in his hands. Now, if fact don't beat all fiction, friends, I wrote a book that day, and I believed in fair reprieves when I heard that lawman say, you'd have to drink to drive that thing just to get some courage up. I bet you take it straight just to keep from shaking when you crank it, baby, up. Just any time you might find you're at the pearly gates. Man, you'd have to drink to drive that thing, you'd be a fool to do it straight. You'd have to drink to drive that thing, you'd be a fool to do it straight. Beneath a steel gray winter sky, Adam Schofield's wagon rolled down a muddy street in Denver, his beard frozen in the snow. A simple man from a farming clan in the hills of Tennessee, driven by a cold desire for the gold that sets men free. The stale smell of smoke and whiskey filled the Crystal Cave saloon. Adam laid a boot upon the rail, his cold eyes searched the room, when he saw the ancient red man who wore a crucifix of gold, and listened closely to the story the red man slowly told. Call it Devil's Mountain, the one who stands alone, that leaves the ones who come to claim him crushed beneath the angry stone, that holds a vein as wide as any man could ever hope to find. But an evil spirit walks the road that leads to the devil's mind. Well, not the kind of man for sharing, Adam chose to work alone. And with the laughter of a madman, he spoke of finding the miner's bones. They were fools to use those timbers. Said they were fools to think they'd hold. Adam showed the signs of sickness with the fever for the gold. Well, the word came with the thunder of a mighty avalanche, telling all the greatest secrets, and no man will stand a chance. When they reached the mine, they called Adam's name, but the empty wind replied, and the red man stood alone, holding his gold cross to the sky. Call it Devil's Mountain, the one who stands alone, that leaves the ones who come to claim him crushed beneath the angry stone, that holds a vein as wide as any man could ever hope to find. But an evil spirit walks the road that leads to the devil's mine. Time will slowly change your mountain, but man will never rest. And in 33, the plans for the tunnel laid on Bob Jude's desk by a note that came from a medicine man to warn him of his fate. But Jude's faith lay in calculations that never lie, that cannot wait. Yeah, the smile of Satan crossed Jude's face when that mountain came in sight. He said, this time with cold steel and concrete and blasting dynamite, we'll surely tame that mountain. We're bound to pave a faster way. And the reservation braves watched from a hill just far enough away. Well, the headlines were the kind that leave a man's blood running cold. 200 killed in cave-in after finding a vein of gold. And the picture made that mountain look like an angry red man's face. And the scars that marked the conquering, they were gone without a trace. Now a red road winds down Devil's Canyon. There's no marker and there's no sign. And when I asked the hitchhiking Indian boy about the Devil's Mine, he showed the golden crucifix that his great-grandfather wore, made of Spanish gold found on the path that led to the Devil's door. Could ever hope to find, but an evil spirit walks the road that leads to the Devil's Mine. It's an evil spirit that walks the road that leads to the Devil's Mine. When the street lamp moon is a gypsy tune, I'm a crazy breed out walking where the bluesy beat of my shuffling feet is doing all my talking. In a feline stride as a power glide goes sliding through a light, I'll light a windy cigarette for the cold and friendly night. 'Cause I'm an alley cat in a sidewalk stroll, sticking to the shadows. An alley cat on the prowl tonight, our business is keeping out of sight. When some big bad cat in a pull-down hat starts checking out my stride, waiting for me on the corner, looking like some kind of fight, I'll just ease on down an alley and vanish in a flash. I'm not looking for no trouble, my chips have all been cashed. I'm just an alley cat in a sidewalk stroll, sticking to the shadows. An alley cat on the prowl tonight, my business is keeping out of sight. You might find me in a diner, or cruising in a cab, or sitting on a bar stool, a little whiskey in my glass. For the night will keep my secret, the night will hide my face, and the night will keep me company on the long walk to my place. Yeah, the night will keep my secret. Yeah, the night will hide my face, and the night will keep me company on the long walk to my place. Six o'clock in the morning, sunrise on the left, humming of the tires on the blacktop. The Albuquerque mountain fading to the past, and the Central Texas plains lie up ahead. Guess I'll get a job this time. I've heard there's lots of buildings going on. know this city's grown since I've been gone. Well, I did not mean to hurt her, but I couldn't live that life. I guess I need some time all by myself. And with distance in my favor and time on my side, it won't take long to get her off my mind. Still I feel like something's missing. It's like spaces that I cannot fill alone. But I don't know. Well, I just don't know. Oh, it's good to see my friends again, the ones that mean the most. And I've seen so many faces come and go, and it's good to hear you sing your songs and make you laugh out loud, and pass that bottle to you when you're low. 'Cause you don't have to be anybody to be somebody. You just got to be yourself. And that's all I know. That's all I learned. Well, it hurt to watch him pack his things and load them in the truck. It hurt like hell to watch him drive away. But we've been through this so many times. This city's just too much. I guess we always knew he'd never stay. Some folks say he's running away. He's searching for some home he'll never find. But he says home is just a state of mind. 6 o'clock in the morning, the sunrise on the right, the humming of the tires on the blacktop. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, 'cause I come from Alabama. with a banjo on my knee. Was on a 2 a.m. Houston highway leaving town in a cold blue noses freezing rain. Well, through the splashing on my windshield, my headlight threw a beam to a traveler of the right hitchhiking lane. Shivering on the front seat, he didn't have no coat and no hat for his long and shaggy head. But when I told him, man, you're crazy, hitching on a night like this, you know, he just smiled, turned to me and said, well, if it comes, then it comes, and if it don't, then it don't. If it will, then it will, and if it won't, then it won't. But you ain't never nowheres that you ain't meant to be, and you know I knew you'd get here when you came. Well, by the second cup of coffee, that old truck stop felt like home. He felt like he'd always been my friend. I felt free to speak my mind about all I'd just left behind, and I wondered where this lonely road would end. He was younger in years, but I knew he'd been around. I could see it in the easy way he smiled, and I could hear it in his voice. It was the voice of a man who had never lost the heart of a child. He said, when it comes, then it comes, and when it don't, then it don't. When it will, then it will, and when it won't, then it won't. You know you need some bad times just like you need the good, and you know what you want to do ain't always what you should. As the dawn began its creep across the parking lot outside, we knew the time had come to say goodbye. And as I reached to shake his hand, he said, someday we'll meet again, as if he really did believe that lie. Well, he smiled at the driver as he climbed up in the cab on the very first rig that he'd walked up to. And I was thinking with a smile that he'd just given me, man, I'll bet that driver winds up with one too. So if it comes, then it comes, and if it don't, then it don't. If it will, then it will, and if it won't, then it won't. But living's just as easy as making up my mind, and I ain't going nowhere, but I'm rolling right on time. I said living's just as easy as making up my mind, and I ain't going nowhere, but I'm rolling right on time. know it's been quite a while. I got a job to get me through the winter. Yeah, I've lost some weight, but you know how music is. Sometimes you're standing proud, sometimes you're running. No, I don't need any money. Yeah, I saw your new car, Dad. She's a beauty. What's that you ask? Oh, spending most of my time writing on some songs about the Rockies. Remember sleepless nights you'd play until the morning light slipped through the window shade. Hey, remember back that time when you were down to your last dime? You know I'd really like to hear that one again. 'Cause in a crazy way, old man, I kind of wish we'd known each other way back when. No, I didn't know that she'd remarried. Well, I guess it's best that she found herself that kind of man. No, I haven't made any plans myself, but I think I finally figured out what love is. Remember the way you'd play your clarinet when you needed Mama's smile, when no matter what was wrong, or when you'd finished with your song, she could roll you in her arms and understand. Well, in a crazy way, old man, I kind of wish we'd known each other way back when. No, there's no way you can reach me. I'll be staying with some friends, I don't know how long. Yeah, I'll keep in touch. Yeah, maybe Christmas. How's old John? You know I wrote a song for him. Remember how you'd feel when a stranger'd say, hey, would you play that one again? Yeah, and all them backseat songs, well, hell, they always last too long, but they're never quite the same the second time. Crazy thing to say, old man, but I kind of wish that I was driving way back when. Well, I guess I'll pack it up for now. It don't look like the fish are biting.